What's going on, y'all? KM Best here. Let's talk about last month's OP deck and what we can do to make it busted again. That's right, it's the Ravonna shell. Now, Ravonna Renslayer is a powerful card that a lot of people were thinking would need to be nerfed in addition to a Professor X nerf. I think that losing Professor X and Cannonball was a big blow to basically every Ravonna archetype because it removed two important aspects. One is a win condition, but the other, of course, is a way to stop your opponent from doing what they want to do. Professor X Cannonball wasn't just a win condition, it was also your disruption, which allowed the rest of the deck to focus on creating a lot of points as opposed to like playing a bunch of tech. The question then is if you want to play a Ravonna Renslayer deck and use the card, maybe you bought Athena for it, something like that. If you want to use the cards you have, you end up in a situation where you need to find a new endgame and some new interaction. I have taken only one of those seriously. This is the list I've been playing, and our endgame is 1 billion points. Our interaction is Iron Man is taller than whatever you're trying to do. That's kind of it. We are not getting weird with it or anything really like that. We are playing large Sasquatch, large Mockingbird, and our tech the same way the old bounce lists used Iron Man as a sort of, oh, look at me. I have a bunch of points in this lane because I did some combo thing. Wrong. Iron Man's going to win that lane, swing that critical lane, and end up enabling me to win. So this is a deck that effectively uses as tech a vast amount of point output. It very much plays more like a combo deck where you are just executing the things required to put out your points rather than the deck that you may remember, a Professor X Cannonball Great Cards deck. If you wanted to add some tech in here, I think the easiest spot to get it in is the Morph spot. Now, Morph is a very okay card in this list, discounting Mockingbird, getting discounted by Ravonna, generally pretty good in matchups that do not involve the possibility of hitting a Shauna. That's not a very good thing. But one thing that Morph does not have going for them is be Red Guardian. So one thing that I think people should investigate in this list is if Red Guardian over Morph is enough of an upgrade that you can justify the lack of synergy that the card has. Of course, Morph synergizing with both Ravonna and with Mockingbird. Every single time that you draw Kitty Pryde, you're gonna have a better draw than you otherwise would. This is because Angela, of course, excellent with Kitty Pryde. But you know what else is excellent with Kitty Pryde? Athena, because it allows you to play a card and then a kitty and make sure you're proccing the Athena all of the time. You know what else is great with Kitty Pryde? Sasquatch, because this card costs 1, so you can very reasonably have a turn 5 of Mysterio and Jeff and Kitty Pryde, and suddenly your Sasquatch ends up costing only 1. Very powerful thing to do. Kitty Pryde is a key component of basically every one of your best draws in the game. Ravonna into like Angela Athena stuff. Any kind of Angela Athena Kitty draw is absolutely absurd. To the point that I almost really want another 1-drop in here. I thought about dropping more for Nightcrawler just because there were so many turns where it's like I'm playing a 3 on 4, and if I don't have a 1-drop to go with it, I don't get the proc that I need on Athena. But I eventually was persuaded to keep the Morph in there. The like second or third time it rolled Infinite against Hela, and like no other card would have done that. I felt like the point potential from Morph was a little bit too valuable to sacrifice for consistency right now because there are so many decks going so tall and very few other cards would be able to replicate that point potential. However, this is all a way of saying is if I could run 2 Kitty Prydes, I totally would. In my opinion, maybe the biggest balance issue in Marvel Snap, Angela is just so clearly better than basically everything else that is in the same vein as her, that the only competition she really has is Athena, and in a deck like this, working with Ravonna Renslayer, of course, being able to just be this unapproachably large 8 to 10 to 12 2-drop is just patently ridiculous. Like, I've waxed poetic about how dumb this card is before, but like, we need to have a serious conversation about it because when Werewolf by Night came back, this was a card that did not succeed when Angela was around. It comes back, Angela is around, and it's not succeeding again because the best card at being the small big guy. By that I mean like that sort of Tarmogoyf of the format. There's only ever going to be one of those, and right now it's Angela. And I think that sort of precludes almost every other early scaler from being relevant. Thena is relevant because she goes with Angela, and every other early scaler, it's like, oh, you don't work with Angela? Sorry, you're just absolutely unplayable. That's why Werewolf falls into the trap that he does. First of all, check out how pixelated that is. That's what happens when you upgrade one of the casual variants, apparently. Second of all, Thena's very good in a deck like this, and I do think that this is almost more of a Thena deck than it is anything else. Like, it's a Ravonna deck, but it very much is predicated on having both Angela and Thena, means that you're always going to have some sort of very big scaling 2 most of the time. Like, you can have worse draws, but like, you're pretty often going to have that, more often than any deck that is playing anything else, right? And so that means that you are able to focus on other lanes with stuff like Iron Man, or maybe back it up with something like Iron Man, and then just put a lot of points down when you can. One thing to keep in mind with Thena is that, remember, Mysterio cuts both ways. When you play him with Bishop, you're very happy that all of those cards count as being played. When you play him with Thena, you're a lot less happy. Your Mysterio turn is not going to allow your Thena to be on in almost every scenario. Keep in mind, Mysterio does count as playing 3 cards. Jeff is either the best or the second best card in the game. Absolutely phenomenal with Angela. Absolutely phenomenal generally. There's really no reason to run any other card but Jeff. He's so dope and so good at everything. And having Jeff and Nocturne in the same deck is basically just like a superpower. It's just, there's so many free things that you get just for doing this. And the fact that they work with the Angela, the fact that you can be like, oh, Thena into Jeff plus Kitty, into Nocturne plus Kitty. Like, there's just so many things that make this work well. But fundamentally, the ability to move your power is extremely strong, and getting it on a body that is even close to reasonable is something that makes the card good. Ravonna Renslayer is our like build around Sarah type card for this deck, but she's not necessarily crucial to it. She just enables a lot of your more broken draws, where you have like a Thena and an Angela and a Ravonna, and you're just doing like vastly unfair things. Your Iron Man costs 4, you get like a 2-cost Sage and a 2-cost Morph, and you morph into like a Mockingbird. Like, you think I'm just sort of making all this up, like, oh, I'm just talking about the good times, and I am, but also that stuff happened like a lot. And Ravonna is a card, I think Ravonna scales really well with having Kitty, because Ravonna really wants you or incentivizes you to like play a bunch of stuff, and Kitty sort of enables you to hold it back in a reasonable way. So like Ravonna, Kitty, one of Thena or Angela, that's usually what your stronger draws tend to look like, because you're almost always going to be like, good card plus Kitty, get the scaling, everything's cheap, final turn, do something stupid. Ravonna really helps that happen. Mysterio might be the most underrated card in the entire game. This is a card that does so much in so many decks. In this deck especially, he is doing an immense amount of stuff. First of all, he's your best way to discount Sasquatch. Second of all, he's your best way to discount Mockingbird. That is crucial to you because you are a deck that is purely about points. You don't really have interaction the same way you would want, right? Like, you're not really built like that. You're not running Red Guardian, you're running Morph instead. You're all in on points. And that means that you need to have the most points. You need to be playing like Sasquatch, Iron Man, final turn, Mockingbird. Maybe Mockingbird costs 1 because you morphed and Mysterio. Like, you need to be vomiting numbers onto the board. Mysterio is the #1 facilitator of number vomit. All right, so let's talk about Morph. I was so shocked that this card was as good as it was. Almost every time I played this card, it was like 9+ power, except when it lost me the game. Like, that's sort of the duality of Morph, right? Like, I played a lot of Morphs. It was Magneto, it was Mockingbird a couple times, but also it was a Shauna that lost me the game, and then it was a Kitty that lost me the game, right? Morph is good. I do wonder a little bit about the cube profile, because you're typically playing Morph out relatively early because you don't want to be caught off guard by playing them late into the game. And so that means that you end up in these weird spots where it's like, oh, okay, I played Morph, and it was really good, and then I snapped, and then they left because I got a Magneto off the morph, so of course they left, right? The sweet spot here seems to be around turn 4, turn 5 to me. That's when a lot of decks just have a decent amount of good hits sitting in hand, and as long as you do that, you're usually pretty likely to get something that is significantly better than a 3-drop and way better than a 2-drop. Sage is big as hell and gets discounted by Ravonna Renslayer. That's actually kind of the only thing you need to know about why she's in this deck. She's just a very large card that gets discounted by Ravonna. But there is one aspect of Sage that I really want to talk about, and it is that she has the clutch gene. Sage is at her best in lanes both of you are contesting hotly. And this deck is actually really good at that, right? Between Sage and Iron Man, when there are these lanes where it's like, all right, one person has sort of laid claim to one lane, one person has laid claim to the other lane, and then the middle lane or whatever is the lane we're both really hotly contesting. Both Sage and Iron Man sort of have the clutch gene in that way. They're better at those lanes than nearly any other card, because in Sage's case, those lanes are very often full, and in Iron Man's case, doubling is good. Remember when I said Jeff was either the best or the second best card in the game? I think Nocturne is the competition for that when we talk about the best cards in the game. Nocturne is super up there. For the record, I will say I did lose 8 cubes to a 1 in 134 Nocturne, turning something into the Nexus and then losing me the game. That did happen, and I was still wildly positive with this deck. I feel like that is kind of a relevant data point, that I had as good of a run as I did, despite the fact that she absolutely sold that one game for a very, very high leverage spot. And I think that's just one of those things that's gonna happen, right? Nocturne is gonna sell some of the time, and sometimes it's gonna be the worst thing that's ever happened to you. That is the worst loss I've taken in... It might actually be ever. That might be the worst loss statistically I've ever taken, and I still think this card is either the best or the second best card in the game. That seems meaningful to me. The way this deck used to work was Cannonball is your guaranteed lane winner. He was better at that than Iron Man is, but Iron Man does have the important advantage of being able to be discounted by Ravonna. That doesn't really make up for it. Cannonball Prof X was better than this, I think. But it is still a massive hammer of a lane winner. Iron Man in a deck like this that plays so many strong cards. Thena's very big. Angela's very big. Mockingbird's very big. Sasquatch is very big. Iron Man is very often just an unapproachable amount of power when backing one of those cards up. And there's usually going to be one of those in a high leverage lane where he is just going to absolutely dominate. And that is what he does. Mockingbird might be the most underrated card in Marvel Snap, and I think people rate her pretty highly. This is a card that is so powerful and so strong and so good at being an undercosted beater in concert with Mysterio that I think so many decks that are in the same sort of shape as this, mid-rangey type, I'm just going to put a bunch of points out decks, end up running this card because building around Mysterio Mockingbird is just that strong. This is a card that is so often ahead of curve for the low price of running Mysterio, a core zoo card, a core card in decks like this, and I just did a video about underrated decks and she was in 4 out of 6. She is extremely, extremely powerful, and I do think a couple months ago when Thanos got nerfed, my big question was, what is going to be the best Mockingbird deck? And what I've arrived at is there's just a bunch of them, and she is absolutely worth building around. Sasquatch is usually a 410 in this deck, unless she ends up being a 110, right? And a 410 is something you're generally interested in anyway. You can do your turn 5, play a 410, play a, you play a Kitty Pryde, and then you get an Angela proc and Athena proc, and you have a 410, and it's just that can be good enough on its own. But where this card really shines, of course, is after a Mysterio, where, you can go turn 2 Mysterio, then it's a 310. You can go turn 5 Mysterio, play a 1-drop and a 2-drop, maybe just a turn 5 and a 3-drop, then it's a 210. And that's where things start to get really nutty, where you're just compounding all of the discounts in this deck, where you have Ravonna discounts, you have Mockingbird discounts, you have Sasquatch discounts, and your final turns end up just being very immense amounts of power. When I talked about the Iron Man in this list, I talked about it in the context of how Bounce used to play Iron Man and didn't need tech because of that. It was just able to compete with stuff on power. I think that this is sort of the apt sort of comparison to make here. This looks like it's not a bounce deck, but it's in the same form of being a bounce deck. This is not a bounce deck, but it's doing something that's like very, I guess, spiritually similar to it. And a lot of that is on Sasquatch, on Mockingbird, on Iron Man, on Angela, on Thena. It's doing that kind of thing. If you enjoyed Bounce, but maybe were a little bit scared of the complexity or worried about how it ended up playing out, a lot of the hand management in that deck, I think you'll enjoy this list. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for making it this far in the video. I have been KM Best. You have been phenomenal. Enjoy the KM Boost. We're going to get right into some gameplay. Y'all have a good one. Oh, wait. I know a bunch of people have been complaining about the snipe shield that I use on stream showing up in the gameplay. I know how to make it so the audio tracks, like my music on stream, doesn't make it into the gameplay. Does anyone know how to do that so that the visual bit will not make it into the gameplay? I want to see if it's possible to like have the snipe shield up on stream, but not have it be recorded. Is that possible? Someone in the comments, please let me know. Brainhead's card game? It's not even a card game. It's some other thing. It's a different thing of some kind. There's no way I feel good about this, man. I'm getting like some sort of heinous combo dropped on my fucking head. Oh, I hate this. Oh, that's awful. Any Magic deck that gets to do this shit, that's a nightmare. Horrifying. Sure. This is the worst shit that's ever happened to anybody ever of all time. Morph is absolutely a meme. Okay, so what happens here is they play a loot cage. 4, gain 8, gain 2. So they're gaining 10 over there. Yes! Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby! Yeah, maybe we can't play Morph because people play Shauna. I would be willing... Whoa. I would be willing to believe that. Rogue? I would also be willing to believe that. Alright, there's just no way I'm retreating when I have the turn 6 of Sasquatch Mockingbird, right? I just can't do it. Okay, fuck. That's a problem. I guess I'm just supposed to snap this. Yeah, they cannot Shang us everywhere. The issue is, if I play Iron Man now, it's very vulnerable to a Red Guardian. How's my jumper? Not good. What the fuck is happening? Holy shit. So they also have an Iron Man. They're going to Mystique the Gamma Lab, correct? Which means my move is actually supposed to be this. Does that beat Surfer? 5, so they get plus 12 on this. We are 13 Sasquatch, so we are 20, we are 24. It does. Oh my god, no! 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 That's the one loss! That's the one possible fucking loss! Are we fucking serious? We win every time! No! No! Now I'm tilted, and the deck has been good, which is the worst thing to be. When you're like, oh, the deck is really good, but I'm still angry because I'm blowing it somehow. That's my Athena or my Jeff? They snap me. That's horrifying. Okay. I'm about to snap back. Chat, we did it. We did it, chat. Everyone's like, oh, play Iron Man on the right for your doubling Onslaught Citadel. Wrong. Wrong. It was the most points middle, and middle was the leverage lane. Finally, we win an 8-cuber. We've done it. And we stop giving people Mockingbirds! Oh, god damn. Also, if that's the highest cost in their hand, that means that they're a bounce deck and we're probably dead. But on the other hand, if they're a bounce deck, maybe they have a bad hand as a bounce deck. Mysterio? So you're telling me we gave a Mockingbird to the Mysterio? Insane. They snap me. I'm gonna stay because I get to clone this Sage, but that's kind of it. This discounts Mockingbird to 1, so next turn I get Iron Man, Kitty, and Mockingbird, right? I think we snap 2. Where am I saging is kind of my question. How Deck's great, I just keep losing completely awful 8-cubers. So, I am fairly certain I know what I'm supposed to do here, but I don't love it. I'm pretty sure we might just lose another 8-cuber here. They have a gigantic Sage. A gigantic Mockingbird. Well, let's see how we do it. This is how we do it. We won an 8-cuber. We did it. Oh my god. I guess not matching. We needed the middle one. I guess is always gonna match Gilly. So maybe I'm talking out of my ass here. Whoa, they snapped me? I'm, like, so tempted to just morph the middle. I'm imagining they're Ghost Ridering the middle here. Oh, wow. Oh, no. I guess we can play through that, actually. Forgot that was how that worked. Fuck. Oh, shit! Eat it, Hella! Oh my god! Eat it, Hella, let's go! You're hallucinating. The first card with energy cheat was Sarah, and she was the best thing to be doing. Swiftly followed by Mr. Negative. Again, the best thing to be doing. I feel like I've seen you on the internet somewhere. Is it possibly here? Is here that place where you've seen me on the internet? We love 6-drop roulette. Oh, I'm dead. Unless this is like Doctor Doom. Ooh, that's not good. I'm thinking about it, freezing cold. But if you're them, don't you play like multiple lanes here? Holy shit. Real? Real? I was like, oh, clearly they'll just be able to play. Oh my god. Oh my god. Because, like, we had 2 plays effectively. Yeah, it was very hard for them to beat the Mojo World. But they were in it until I put the snipe block. Interesting. Once they realized they didn't know where I was going. Who can say? Ugh. The cool thing about Nocturne is it lets me, like, choose an amount of Iron Men that I want in the Bar Sinister. So that's going to be a fun end game type thing to do. One Nocturne, 3 Iron Men is double, 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 so it's 40, right? Oh, fuck. Well, sort of, right? Like, they're a surfer deck. Like, don't I just die to a Silver Surfer in the left lane? They just Blue Marvel the left, which is 24. I don't think I'd beat it. I can beat the left lane, but I don't think I can beat that thing happening. I suspect I'm just instantly dead. What's 3 plus 3 plus 4? I don't think we can win either of the other lanes with either a Mockingbird or an Iron Man. Yeah, I know. We're friends. I don't think this wins, but I'll try it. Maybe it's like a bar with no name or some shit, right? Oh. I still die, right? Wait. Wait, whoa. Hold on. I win. I beat this. I beat this because of Thena proc. I beat this on Thena proc. Let's go! I lose so hard to Blue Marvel. I lose so hard to Blue Marvel, right? Wait, no. Blue Marvel is the same 24, but they get an additional 6, right? No! Wow, wait. We beat Blue Marvel with this. I had the win, and I just threw it all away. That's the second just A-cuber I've thrown today. Deck is doing great otherwise, though. Has Morph been popping off? What's the opposite of popping off? She's kind of been doing that. Whatever that is. Offing pop. Oi. Okay, I think we can win this game. In fact, I think we do win this game. I think we do win this game. You get to say it's morphin time every time you play it, so value? Yeah. Yay! Iron Man's good. I kind of figured they would never Negasonic the lane they already Ronin Cosmo'd, right? Okay, why did the man bring his watch to the bank? I don't know. Why? Why did the man bring his watch to the bank? He wanted to save time! Oh, shit. Alright, chat. Is he cooking is a public poll. You guys can vote on this. Is he cooking? Alright. Polls up. All right, Morph, I'm going to need you to win me this game in its entirety, I think. Oh, fuck. That loses me this game in its entirety. Okay, wait, hold on. Does this work? I don't know. It kind of seems like it does. Oh, wait, no, the Shauna in the middle. Oh! It's a sunspot! We needed that. We actually win the middle now because we played 2 cards. This is actually a casserole. Actually, no bullshit casserole here. Whoa. Deck is 23 and 14, but we're only plus 14 cubes because of that kind of shit. We've lost 3 8-cubers today. How's Morphin? I want to cut her, him, them, but I'm not really sure I can. I don't have a better option. I was thinking like Nightcrawler, you know? But I kind of just feel like I don't have a better thing to do than just play Morph, right? RG would make sense, but like it doesn't get discounted, and I really would rather a Nightcrawler, and I don't really know. Alright, I'm getting surfed on. Mysterio's gonna end up over there for sure. Solid. I hope I get a good card. Holy shit, it's a Sarah? Oh my fuck. How am I meant to approach this? Do I just, like, play Thena into the middle? Or maybe Mysterio into the middle? Do I just kill the real Mysterio? This is 2? Sasquatch will cost 3 next turn? I can play the Ravonna too. My alternative is just... Perfect. And then they surfer and we should win? Yeah. They win left, and that's cool for them, but we win every other lane. Do you not rate JJ? Would we rather expose an Angela to a Red Guardian or Athena to a Red Guardian? With a hand like this? Oh, okay. Sure. Cable. Alright. My guard is up either for potential Loki or for... Sure. I mean, do they have 2-2 here? Because if they do, we're in a lot of trouble. Unless we draw 2. Nope. So, we're fucked. Yeah, we just died. Oh. I kind of think we just died, but they kind of only have 4 cards in hand. So it's like, you know, not great, but not the worst thing either. Morph's gonna save us. Holy shit. She kind of is. Or they kind of are. Let's go, Morph. You're popping off. An anonymous gifter with 5 community sub-gifts. Thank you very much. They have everything here. And we got there. That was all thanks to the anonymous gifter, who apparently is just a big fan of Morph. They made Death 6. Yeah, so Death got a 6 discount. And so we could lose to, like, Shang-Chi mid, Death right. Was the thing I was thinking. I gotta pee really bad, chat. Actually, you don't have to remind me after this game. That shit's just happening after this game. Alright, so Morph, Nocturne, Sasquatch. Let's go. Morph, Nocturne, Sasquatch. Let's go. Squatch it up. Let's go. We're squanching here. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's only for 4. Maybe that's better than the alternative. They're snapping me. That's pretty scary. I have a lot of good cards. I'm glad you loved the video today. Sure. The Iron Man turns into whatever it is they didn't want it to turn into, right? They're playing... So that Jeff was one of the cards they got off mine. The Angela's the card they drew. This Morph just always pops off, right? I'm not, you know, I'm not suffering from piss madness. I really have to pee, and they're roping so hard, and I'm so scared. And I'm worried I'm gonna just, like, super rush through all of this. How is that play? Hey, what do you know? She did what we wanted, kinda. I kind of feel like they just have my Iron Man. Oh my god, we did it! We got the read, baby! We got the read! Now I can go pee. Insane. The purpose of Makari, she just gets out of your hands. That's actually it. She leave out the hand. Kinda her thing. Why would... Oh, okay. Sure. I'm with you. I get it now. They're playing Destroy. Alright. We're morphing off, baby! Surely she does not blow up that lane, right? Yeah. Every day's a bad RNG fan? That's not true at all. I don't want to get, like, Doc-ocked over here and prevented from being able to do this. I also don't want my Thena to be shangable. I should win here. It's 8, right? We did it. Fucking, we did it! Alright! Yeah, no, all our draws were stuff that won there, right? It was Mockingbird, Sasquatch, and that.